boxing is a hit and not get hit sport. It teaches values. It teaches, you know, it does a lot for you know, if you ain't got a lot of options. I've seen people become world champions from nothing. You know, boxing gives you an opportunity that no sport can't. It's a lot of things we can explain about boxing. It's one of the greatest sports.
How did you get for the first time into a boxing gym?
First time I got into a boxing gym, I was following my older cousins, older friends to the gym. They was already training, and I was only like 8 years old. Wanting to see where they was going, and jumped on the bike and followed them to the gym.
Yeah. Are you the only boxer in your family, or or you come up from a family of boxers?
I'm the only professional boxer. My uncle, he boxed amateur. He had a lot of amateur trophies. He had a lot of fights amateur, but he never turned pro. My pops did a little boxing. I don't think he even had any amateur fights, but yeah, I got just an uncle really. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know some champions take up boxing because they were bullied as kids. Did that happen to you, or were you the bully?
Nah, I wasn't bullied. I grew up in a house where you know, let's say I grew up in an aggressive area in my city.
Yeah.
So I always been an aggressive kid. I was never scared of nothing. So I wasn't getting bullied. No bullying.
Because you know sometimes boxing is good for the bullies because they learn what hitting and hurting somebody is.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes boxing, you know, prevents them from bullying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I never thought of it that way, but yes, that's because I used to have anger issues, and boxing helped me with that tremendously when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's one of the things that boxing does for a kid. With, you know, I think boxing is one of the best sports to take the kids out of the street.
Most definitely, it did for me. I'm a prime example. It brought me from almost facing 20 years 7 years ago to being a 2-time world champion. So, yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, we are born with an energy, so you canalize it to the speed bag, to the heavy bag, to sparring.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to waste it in the streets.
That's true.
How much is that energy help a boxer be a champion? I mean, if you're born with that energy,
Man, it's big because if you train hard and you gotta boxing give you that. It give you that itch because you can get off, you can win, and you can get off that aggression while you win. So, man, I think boxing just one of those sports where it can be so many different things. Like you said, it can be a bully coming in. It can be somebody that got bullied. It can be your regular guy that just ain't never had a confrontation in his life, and boxing come in and change his life. So
yeah,
it's a lot of things.
Yeah, one thing is rematch. Another thing is revenge. When somebody wins, do you feel that thing of revenge?
Yes, revenge and rematches go hand in hand. You definitely right. It's been like that for me since the amateurs. Anybody that I lost to, I came back and beat them. Most of them, if I could, unless they was overseas, like Oscar Valdez, I never got to fight him again. But most of the guys that I lost, I ended up getting my revenge on them for sure in the amateurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they say, life has two ways. See you on going there and see you on the way back.
Yeah.
On the way back, you get your.
Yeah.
What has been your most difficult fight?
Um, I would say my most difficult fight was the Nova fight. I think because I went through so much before that fight, I had a foot injury that I couldn't barely walk on. And if you watch my fights, I'm more of a agile, athletic type fighter. I couldn't move in that fight. So yeah, it was hard for me as far as that wise. So I had to take a certain punches. I had to I had to just go in and bang with him a little bit more than what I would have expected to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's one of the things that happen. Sometimes you think of throwing a punch and it just doesn't come out.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you deal in the middle of a fight? Because it's not the same as in training, but in the middle of the fight, what are your resources to overcome that?
For me, it was like, for me, it always comes down to if you want to lose your title and everything that I've been through. So once I always put that into account before I go in the ring, while I'm in the ring, I always tell myself, you done been through more than this. You can go even further. No matter where we at in the fight, I always feel like I can go further and I can do more. So that's what my mentality always be. I always try to stay positive and I always stay with that. You can get them if you just keep working, you keep grinding.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like the fight with Rocky Hernandez, that he summoned you in the 11th, I think,
yeah.
and then in the 12th round you got him.
Yeah.
So to me, is how a fighter can overcome such an obstacle.
Yeah, that was a great fight, and that was the first time that I actually had got hurt in a fight in the pros. So like I've been in war matches in the amateur. I mean in the sparring. You know, you want to prepare yourself for them kind of fights in sparring.
Yeah.
So, but that was my first time actually getting cracked, and it was fun. You know, it was fun. It's like as soon as he cracked me, I'm like, yeah, let's go, do it again. You know, he started banging it out, man. It was fun.
And then we all see just two boxers and the referee, of course, but there's a team behind you. That team becomes like your family, doesn't it?
Yes.
The gym is like the second home.
Yes.
The team is like the second family.
Yes.
But once the bell rings, you're alone. I mean, you have the team back there, but they won't solve problems for you.
Yeah.
How important is to have those guys with you?
It's as important as you get in the ring. A lot of people ain't gonna think that, especially coming out the amateurs. I didn't think that. We always, because we didn't have so much of a bigger team in the amateurs, just you and probably one coach. You might have one coach, and you're going in there. But in the pros, it's a lot more business. It's a lot more stuff that you got to have behind you, and your team is gonna keep you focused, They're gonna handle that. So I think the team is as important as you get in that ring by yourself. You need to have a strong team behind you for you to be successful. Yeah.
Do you always do what they tell you? And some fighters don't agree with what they're telling.
When it got to do with, okay, you're down, we need a knockout, or you need to press more, we need to bang more rounds. Yeah, in that aspect. But if we talking, I need to throw an uppercut from way back here, and I'm not on the inside, I'm not going to do them kind of things, just to put myself in a bad position. But I most definitely will listen. My thing is, I like to have coaches, because I'm a thinker myself. I like to have coaches where I can have that kind of conversation with. So if they say something to me, I should be able to reply, and then they make a reply, with no egos. So, yeah, I'll take it, and it makes sense. If not, then we'll have a conversation about it, and I might try it once. If it don't work, I'll just leave it there. But yeah.
At the end of the day, you are the one who has to solve the problem, right?
Right. So you got to be able to put your mind into it as well.
Yeah. And now that you're talking about mind, fans, spectators, just see two guys throwing punches. Do you need to be smart? Do you need to be intelligent to fight?
Most definitely need to be intelligent, because a lot of people forget the game is to hit and not get hit. It's not to hit and let the other man hit you back. I think a lot of people forget that. So when they watching boxing and they're seeing a guy just dominating this guy, he can't hit him, they start to boo and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, you got to learn the sport. The sport is hit to not get hit. So he's being a great boxer, you know, but I also understand that it's entertainment as well. So you got to keep the fans entertained. But yeah.
Yeah, because you know, us stupid fans just see you banging.
Yeah.
We just think that it's all about
Yeah.
just punching out the other guy.
Yeah, they think we superhuman sometimes, and they don't understand the brain ain't meant to get hit. It ain't meant to get hit. So every fighter should try their best to have a good defense, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any ritual or, for example, there's some boxers that don't get in the ring if they don't have, I don't know, white socks. Or they do a ritual before coming out of the dressing room. Or do you have something like that, a ritual, a belief that is going to give you more confidence?
My belief is in God. That's the only obstacle I put, because I don't want to, you know, okay, say you lose that sock and now your mind is stuck on, am I gonna win? I don't have my lucky socks, or I don't have my lucky, you know what I mean? So I try to keep because I used to, when I was in the amateurs, I had this guy. He was like my best friend, but he stayed in Hawaii. So they would bring me like these lucky beads from Hawaii, and I remember I fought like 20 fights straight with the beads, and I won every fight. And then I lost the bead. I lost it, and I lost the next fight. And it was a mental thing because that dude couldn't mess with me, but I just didn't have my beads. I was like 13, 14, you know. So after that, I was like, yeah, nah, we gonna go into a fight just, you know, God, you know, and everything else is gonna be us.
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
well, you got to be physically strong, mentally strong.
Mentally.
And how about spiritual?
Spiritually, for sure. You gotta have a belief, because especially in this sport, because everything ain't gonna go your way, and a lot of things ain't gonna happen when you want it to. So if you got a belief, it's gonna keep you humble. It's gonna keep you training, and then, you know, when that time comes, you'll be prepared.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not talking precisely about any religion or anything. You know,
Yeah.
spiritual is just your contact with.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's facts. I'm not really a religious guy. I believe in God. I believe in the higher power. It's just my belief. You know, so I understand for sure.
Yeah, yeah. During a fight, does luck have anything to do with fighting?
Nah, I think boxing is all about timing. I think it's all about timing and what area you put in, because you never know. You know, anything can happen in boxing. So it's like the same thing. Oh, look, they lucky. Floyd lucky Sugar Ray Leonard in his era. Well, we don't know how that would have transferred in real life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, nah.
How do you tell a punch that is coming? Because, I mean, it's in a micro fraction of a second you have to decipher your defense. How, is it from training, from maybe you can perceive something you feel something coming? How does this work in your head? How do you defend yourself?
Me, it's always been training as well. You definitely got to train these defense in different ways. Every defense, you know, the Philly shell, the hands up, the, you know, lateral movements. You got to try every defense. For me, I try to put all of that in. I tried to work on all of that. When I'm in there, I try to stay focused, locked in on my opponent at all times, and every movement you make, I will know. You know, like I'm not just staring at your upper body or just staring at your legs, because I see a lot of people just stare at the legs sometimes, or they might just stare at the shoulders. I'm analyzing your every move, and I'm collecting that data, first, second round, you know, and then I'll get your tendencies. So for me, it's focus and just, you know, remembering the spots.
Yeah. What do you look at in your opponent? His eyes, his shoulders? How can you tell where the punch is going to come and when the punch is going to come?
You can look at the shoulders, sometimes the elbows. A lot of the times their body will give it away. the lower body. You see him lean. You see him, do certain things, and you know it's coming. For me, that's what I do. I analyze the whole body, and whatever I see that move, that twitch, I know it.
Where does power come from?
I think it comes from the body weight. Because you can have the biggest guy, you can have the strongest looking guy, but if he don't know how to throw a punch right, then he can't crack no egg. So it's all about the body weight for me. Turning, putting the hips, putting your legs, all that into your shots.
Yeah, because we've seen skinny fighters hit like a mule.
Cracking, yeah.
They.
Yeah, you gotta put that twist, put that in it.
Yeah. And coming to this convention, how excited are you to be here and to be part of something where the most important thing is the boxer? You are.
Man, I didn't know what to expect because this is my first convention. But man, this has been great. This has been love. They told me they was going to present me with the belt. That made this even. I don't know. Words can't even explain how I feel right now, just being with both of the titles.
We would like to welcome Oshaki Foster. He's the reigning WBC Super Featherweight champion. He had a very complicated loss against Robson Consensao. Then there was the rematch in which another 12 rounds of very great close rounds with a split decision. And he's back as the WBC World Champion. So I asked Kevin Noon and Peter to please come forward and present Oshaki with his WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the world.
Let's go, Jay.
The WBC, as you know, features the two greatest champions of the division in the belt of the division. So he's joined by Alexis Arguello and Azuma Nelson and Oshaki Foster. So we're very proud of him. May you take his belt and bring it in your heart always, champion. We're very proud and we're very thankful that you're here with your family.
I just want to say I'm a proud champion of the WBC. All my life, all I wanted to do is be a champion. They helped me reach my goal, and the future is gonna be great from here. I will work hard, and I'll be a great example for the next generation. Thank y'all. And getting that welcome on stage and just getting the love from everybody, it's amazing, man. And we plan on, if I'm not fighting around these conventions, we plan on coming back to everyone in the future. So yeah, I love it.
Definitely, conventions are for the fighters. This is where the rules are made, where everything is. That they analyze what happened in the year and how to prepare for the next year. But definitely, it is for the fighters. It is for you. So you are the stars here. I mean, there's a lot of people working for you.
And I can say this to all the boxers that you really find out who got your back and how many people got your back at these conventions, because you don't know. Like I've met so many people in the last 2 days that I didn't know worked for the WBC. So yeah, come to these conventions and yeah, you see that they got our back.
Yeah. And what's next for you? What's in the near future? What's your next step?
We trying to unify. If we can't unify, then we want the biggest names, the biggest names possible. We just want to stay active, keep protecting this belt, keep defending it, and just keep working.
Yeah. Next convention, I think it's going to be in Thailand. Hope to see you.
I've been hearing about Thailand. We gonna be there. Long as I'm not fighting in December, we'll be there. Coming to stuff like this, it made me more comfortable, more relaxed now. To even, just be myself more. Cause you don't know. You really don't know what to expect, like I said, but when you come to this, you see everybody got your back, how many people work for the organization, you see, and it's love, yeah.
Yeah. And just to finish, what advice would you give to kids starting in boxing, either amateurs or just walking into a gym?
I would say this to the next generation that it's not, when you go in that gym for the first couple times, it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard. But once you get past that beginning stage, it gets fun. You go on trips. You get to meet boxers from other countries across your country, and you see talent, and you get to put yourself. It's just great. You get to. I've traveled so much as an amateur. Got to see a lot of things. Taking these road trips with the team, the USA team, and stuff like that. So, yeah, especially in the beginning, man, just weather the storm. Is gonna get tough. It's gonna be, you might have a boxer that you're sparring that's been in there long. Because for me, when I had 0 fights, I was sparring a guy that had 60 fights. So you can imagine, he was a southpaw. So he was giving me work for like the first year, and then I started coming around, Yeah. So I used to go home crying like the first couple of times that we sparred because it was just like frustrating. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, but weather the storm, stay down, and this will be your future for sure.
And you can eventually make a living in this sport.
Oh, you make a living, you can change the future of your family's life. You can millions of dollars. Just know millions of dollars, and for me, like me, my family come from nothing, so I'm changing that right now. I'm changing that, and boxing gives you that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.